try to arrive always with the ball here, not to arrive here.
You really don't want to manipulate the ball with the hands.
Becca, Alec.
Little lift.
Everyone's like, oh, like your thumb set the ball. No. Flip.
Straight out of the RV.
Wow. You don't even know how to say my last name.
We're back with a long-awaited and frequently requested sets education. Back after a year of hiatus, but we're back here to work on a couple things with you guys. I know we've been getting a lot of questions. We've been traveling this summer. Ran into a lot of setters who have different questions and requests, and so today we're gonna be talking specifically on the back set. And one, how do we produce speed on the back set? So if I have an opposite that wants a fast ball, how do I generate that? While also being consistent. I think that's a huge part about it. It's easy to set a couple balls back, but you gotta be able to locate the ball and do it consistently. And so we might have a slight variation, Micah and I, but I think Micah's gonna start off taking me through a couple drills, and I'm gonna demo a couple things, and he's probably got a couple questions for me. Then we'll flip it vice versa. Michael's had a couple balls and I'll ask questions for him. So does that sound good?
Sounds great. Let's do it with perfect reception.
Okay.
And then I'll slowly bring you off the net.
Okay.
And then I'll slowly bring you farther away from two.
Okay.
And you can talk about the differences in terms of producing speed and consistency in different spots.
I've had different coaches that have different opinions. First of all, is where I start. So I usually create a little bit of a gap, about arm's length off. So I want to be in a space, especially with the level of serving, like that I can get off the net, but always in an athletic position. I think this allows me to be open and set every ball. I think I talked about this before, but for me, it's important that I, in a position where if it's close, I can step close and do something with the ball, or if I need to get off the net, but I'm also open just to be able to move everywhere. Talk a lot about, we just want to be able to set every location from every pass. So preparing myself to do that is important, where I'm not just standing here and waiting for the ball, and then it's like I'm open, athletic position, and I can move any direction with this ball. And then from here, something my dad's always been on me on since I was like 7 years old is just hands present, ready here. Athletic position. I always want our setters looking athletic, kind of being an athlete, because you got to be ready to move. I think it's really important, like footwork, that's something that was taught for me from a young age. So for me, it's always being athletic here, and I'm trying to replicate and being athletic as I'm also approaching the ball. So I always say create like impulse, but I want to be aggressive onto the ball. If I'm kind of like slow and relaxed into the ball, this is when the ball, my hands kind of droop, or also the ball slows down. So it's important for me to kind of like get on the ball fast.
In terms of the specific set of going to two, what are some keys that you're doing?
For me, I'm always facing the outside pin. So the outside antenna for me is always kind of point of reference. So no matter what, when I can. I think as I've gotten older, there's a slight change to that I have, but when it's good in a position where I feel like I can play fast everywhere, then I stay squared up on the pin. It's hard to define exactly where this is, but there's certain balls where it's like, all right, I just need to focus on setting a good ball. I can still set fast from here, but sometimes I'll just square up straight, and it's more important to locate the ball than to try to like square up. So it's like
we can get into that when we go that way, but let's watch you set a few here.
Okay. Even for me, when I'm on the net, I'll rotate a little bit, because that'll help me just generate this off my left shoulder. For me, I always am setting the ball a little bit over my right. I don't know why. No matter where I set, forward or back, I kind of let the ball come, and then I go with it if I'm going back here. But I try to hold until the end here. With this rotation, I don't know, certain coaches have different feelings on it, but I hold till the end, and then as I'm going, like there will be a slight twist on it.
How does this change when you get brought off the net?
Same thing, the twist, but it's just a little bit more dramatic off my shoulder here. So as I'm coming off, the twist is still there. It's important that I finish with my hands. Sometimes I forget to do this. And if I'm struggling with a location issue, then I gotta rethink just about finishing with my hands there and like finishing and holding a little bit.
Okay.
Sometimes if I struggle with location, I just think about that, and then it helps me like kind of calibrate. And set a little bit. But that's the ball right there, where off my shoulder and that slight rotation.
Now, how do you produce speed and location in long distance? In my opinion, Joe is a phenomenal long distance back setter. What's your thought process here?
Same thing, but I actually drive the knee a lot too. So for me, it's this kicking motion, but I also do the same thing when I'm playing forward here too, and I play like shoot. So this is my favorite, like on the K7 or shoot 3 gap right there, where I play fast. But I can play off my shoulder, but I like to go off one leg a lot in that location.
Okay.
I know a lot of setters are like, oh, I gotta get both my feet there. For me, I lose a lot of speed and power when I do that sometimes. So I'd rather. And that like little like rotation allows me to kind of kick it, where I can also play short side front, that little. And just a little bit of rotation. Again, there's coaches who have different opinions on doing this, but again, for me, long distance, finishing with the hands. And that slight rotation, it's a little bit of a twisting. I talk about this a lot. I think we talk about it on other videos where every setter is a little different and there's slight dings they do differently. And for me, this ball right here is like that pivot off the shoulder. I don't know, I just prefer that. I feel the most balanced also when I do that. When I try to get both feet down, my timing, like my approach to the ball sometimes gets rushed or in a weird position that I feel like I don't have power to get the ball back as much.
Makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay, if you have specific questions about that, drop it down in the comments here. We're gonna take a look at Micah here on the same balls. I'm gonna ask him some questions and you guys as well down below here.
With perfect reception, I'm very similar to Joe. I don't have back like flexibility and mobility just to be able to keep speed directly over the top of my head. So I like to play over my right shoulder at all times. One of the most important things for me is the ball positioning on my head. I struggle sometimes by trying to fake the block and take the ball too far in front, and I'm not able to get enough behind it to then produce speed, and the shape of the ball, the flight of the ball tends to fall short. So it's important for me to let that ball fall right on the right side of my head and pretty much either parallel to my head or for me, long distance, at times almost a little bit behind my head. But in perfect reception, it's the same as Joe. I just take the ball here and go that way. On the right and over my right shoulder, trying to stay a little neutral if I can, and then going that way. Our coach talks about it. For me, my finish is different than Joe. I can't bring my hands together. I lose power. My hands actually split as I go back, but they're still going to the target. So it's a little bit of a difference. Like Joe said, we do things a little differently. Everyone's got to find their way to do it. Mine is I need to split my hands to gain some power. The other thing on off the net. Oh, any questions on?
No, it's actually a good point about your hands and like where they're finishing. For you specifically is like the timing of the twist. Like when you're twisting, what is the timing of that?
It's not as much of a twist as you're able to do because when I'm twisting and touching the ball, my location varies in terms of like over the net or off the net. And so I actually like to like place it there and almost go a little bit more. I think of it less of a twist and more of like
off the side.
Straight, yeah.
Like create an angle.
Exactly.
For me, when I'm off the net, I'm squared up. I just know the ball's always off my right shoulder.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exactly
more
that.
Though. For me, I like twist a little bit as I'm touching the ball.
Yeah, he's able to twist and maintain a consistent like location. For me, when I twist, my hands get a little slower. I'm catching the ball and then trying to finish, and it varies. So I just like to like take it and have it wherever it lands, go directly in a line. Even from more off the net, from here, it's okay. I'm just letting the ball fall right here and then going straight instead of here, twist and finish. So I'm just on the right, going that way.
I think a lot of people talk about this, like, where's the mistake for you, the good mistake versus bad mistake on the ball's fast back? Like,
honestly,
if you're gonna make a mistake, where does it,
in general, I want to miss a little short, but it depends on my attacker. For example, Kyle Ensing's got a great step close on the short ball, and he can take it high flat and not get jet blocked by the middle blocker closing. And then a guy like Gabby Garcia, for me, my miss is actually in the tempo of hanging the ball so that he can then like manipulate line or cross. He likes a little bit more slower ball, so it actually varies from attacker to attacker. I couldn't say there's a general mistake I would rather make because I think I know my mistake for each individual guy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. For you, what is it?
I think it depends on the guy for sure.
Yeah.
But for me, I like hitters who have fast arms. Like anybody that has fast arms, I play really well with, I feel like. And it's always good to miss inside more because they can just get on the ball if they're good with it. If you push it wide with anybody, it gets troublesome. But so especially on the fastball, for me, I'm okay missing a little inside, and you know the hitter's got to be recognizing this and getting on it, like you said.
Yeah.
With anything.
Long distance. Any questions?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's good.
I mix between 2 feet and 1 foot. If I'm late to the ball, it's a one-footed, similar to Joe, but a little less twist. And if I'm early, I just go with 2. I feel a little more balanced, and I try not to jump.
And Micah does a good job. Like, you notice like it's one motion, so there's no retraction. You see a lot of setters, like the retraction, this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, it's just one motion. I call it like punching to the roof, almost like.
Yeah, I love that. And also taking the ball a little bit higher for me. If I take it like low, I tend to take the ball in and go.
Elbows,
Whereas if I take the ball high, there's less chance that I like take it and try and manipulate it with the hands. You really don't want to manipulate the ball with the hands very often in general. You can get a little handsy in long distance situations trying to gain power. It's better to do all the work with the base, the core, and just let the hands kind of finish to target.
And how often for you, if you were to have a percentage on like long distance versus short distance on like extreme balls to the sideline, What is like a percentage for you, you think? Obviously, it depends on everything, but in general.
I am much less long distance than you.
Okay.
I would say in this general area, I'm playing first tempo go pipe.
Behind.
Yeah, like a middle or a 40. Probably at like 80% of the balls are in that zone. I think it's like really difficult for guys, and my accuracy and consistent like location is, my quality is better in this region, in this area. And from this sideline, I can just decide on what the block's doing. I mean, this is not the topic of the day, but typically when I get a ball here, I make a decision, anyone, and if I set long distance, for example, and the middle is like arriving really good and it was a pretty fast ball, I know that that team is playing me for long distance while I'm in 2. So the game plan would probably be to play short side and middle. If I take my first ball of the match in 2 and I play back and it's fast and the middle closes and arrives, I know they're playing me for short side, and I'll open up the game that way. So typically like the first few balls in each region that I know teams like to game plan you for, I'm gonna base my offense off of that.
Yeah.
The only one is the long distance back. I'm not as good as you as opening the game up that way. So it's more like, is he gonna commit? Are they fronting the middle to play pipe, or can I play back? Or should I just be giving good location to a pin that's a guy that can put the ball away against 2 blockers?
Yeah.
What about for you?
The last thing for me, I have to say before we close out the videos, I think that's the biggest thing. Like people always ask, what's the difference between junior college, college, and pro? The biggest difference is mental side of the game, specifically like middles. So like you're talking about, it's like even at the beginning of the match, they'll be like first 2, boom, they pop, and then they don't do it the rest of the game, or they'll do it and then they'll wait, and then again at the end of the match. Like the middles, I think at the pro level, or like in college, in club, it's really easy. They show you before you serve where they're going with the ball. It's easy. You can look across and just set. College, it's a little, they'll read and they're faster. But pro, it's like they consciously know and they have a game plan, and they're really good at taking away something if they like fully go. So for me, it's definitely different teams, and different coaches have always had different tactics against me personally setting. But like Micah said, I think it's important to understand like from the get-go like where they're focusing on, and then that's why it's important to be able to set. Like from everywhere on the court, you need to be able to set every single ball and working on that.
Or at least have multiple options.
Yeah.
A team probably is scouting me in this zone. They're gonna play one-on-one that way.
Yeah.
Like for sure. So it's like, how well can I locate to these 3 guys against these 2 blockers? And if you're decisive and if you give a good ball, a lot of guys can go up against a good double block with a perfect ball. So
good, strong, and they know like how to manage that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's okay to set even your best guy if they're facing a good block, because they just manage it well.
Yeah.
Versus like a guy that might have one-on-one, but he's like a coin flip. It's like,
for sure.
So there's just so many things that go into it. What's up, everybody? Sets Education is back. Highly requested episodes and series coming back to you guys after a year hiatus. We have big episodes with other guests coming to you that we shot this whole summer. Next guest, the one and only Bruninho. He's an Olympic champion. He's done everything in the sport of volleyball, won anything possible. So really excited that I got a chance to spend time work out with him. Make sure you guys are subscribed. There's gonna be many episodes to come, and please let us know other topics you'd like to hear about. Thanks, everybody. See you soon.
While it's the ball, you have to look here.
Hey, we haven't set so much, so you got to give us some slack today. What's your favorite set to make?